December 19th, 1923. The victim, a Mr. D.W. Loss, was murdered in cold blood in his own kitchen. The cause of death? Stab wound. Just one. Right in the heart. The only piece of evidence found on the body was a patent. A patent for a board game production line. This case, as many do at the start, seemed impossible. Plenty of people had motive, and the door was locked. I gathered my wits and decided to interrogate 4 suspects. First up for interrogation, Mrs. Olga Poley.
Why would I commit a murder that would land me in prison? I have tens of children to look after.
Wow. How do you differentiate between them?
They have different interests. Some like cars, some like those moving pictures, some like...
Where were you on the night of December 19th, 1923?
I was at home with the kids.
What about your husband?
He came home from work and then he said he had to go back to work. Whatever the reason, he was gone for 3 more hours.
Something here doesn't add up. I think I'll have to bring your husband in for interrogation. Mr. Mon O'Polly.
Much obliged.
Don't you try and swoon me, mister.
You just met my wife.
Exactly. Now what do you know about this?
I don't know anything about that.
Good. Me neither. Now on with the questions. Where were you on the night of the murder?
Well, I was at work, and when I got home, I realized I forgot my stamp collection. I forgot my stamp collection at work. So obviously, I had to go back and retrieve it.
You collect stamps?
Indeed I do. Would you like to see them?
Well, of course. Don't you try and distract me. We have to get back to interrogation. Do you have anybody that can testify this for you?
Yes. My secretary.
Miss Priscilla Comp, can you tell me where you were on the night of December 19th, 1923?
I went out to my favorite fancy restaurant, Garden of Olives, with a coworker of mine.
Who is this coworker?
His name is Mon O'Polly. We work on the same floor at the game board factory.
What kind of games do you make?
We make games like Trouble, Sorry, Risk, and Clue.
What about Monopoly? That one's my favorite.
Never heard of it.
Oh. Well, is there anybody that can testify to your whereabouts?
Oh yes, I told my sister where I was going and she saw me come home.
I may have to have a few words with her. Thank you for your time, Miss Comp.
Oh, hello, Mark. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Are you okay with me asking you a few questions about yourself?
Oh, yes. I'm single, rich, and looking for a husband.
Those aren't the questions I meant. Where was your sister the night of the murder?
She told me she was going on a date with a coworker. Well, when she came home, I had to let her in because she said she couldn't find any of her keys. Oh, how I wish someone would take me on a date.
I think we're done here.
As I walked home, I found myself thinking about the case. Something about those interviews was bothering me. Everyone had an alibi, but only one person was unchecked at the exact time of the murder. Something wasn't right. And then it dawned on me. I forgot my freaking shoes! As I tossed and turned that night, I thought through everything. The missing keys, the patent, the stab wound, until it all finally clicked.
After a long, long night of reviewing all the elements of the case, I finally determined who the killer is. The killer was... you!
Yes, Mr. Mon O'Polly was the killer. He eliminated D.W. Lost because he was trying to enter Mr. Polly's business. There were barriers to entry of the apartment, so Mr. Polly stole the key. And the giveaway clue? The single stab wound. And that's a case you won't see advertised in the media.
Action.
His name is Lon O'Polly. We want.
Go.
I went out to my favorite fancy restaurant.
I don't know anything about
That
that.
was too
Look straight ahead.
Me?
Yeah, look straight ahead. Okay, go.
I don't know anything about that.
Good. Me neither. Now on with the questions. Where were you on the night of the murder?